Here we are, fellas. The dreaded wait is over. I am insanely tired right now. I do apologise. I'm doing a hefty long work week, but I just want to get these patch notes gone over, you know, so we've got something to put on the channel whilst this dead zone is upon us. This is what Behaviour Interactive have collected from the P.T.B, and just let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, going into this one, I just want to put this balls on the table, you know. This patch notes here is going to determine whether I fucking spend money on this chapter. I shit you not, right? Because if Vecna has not been changed, and he is in the same state that he was in the P.T.B, I am not fucking buying it, mate. Alright? Because it was an absolute joke, quite honestly. P.T.B Vecna. So if they've got just one brain cell between them, I'd expect them to have, you know, some sort of change to this killer, honestly. But yeah, first time seeing this, first review, don't know anything about it, not watched any content creators go over this. I'm probably, well, we're probably all recording it at the same time, actually, truth be told, because, what is it, 6 hours ago it came out. Yeah, I literally just saw it about 10 minutes ago pop up on my Steam, so here we go. As we roll into the 8.0 point, I'm reading here by the way, if you can't see it, I have got capture cursor on, I believe. I think I have, I fucking hope I have anyway. I've made a series of changes since the P.T.B, yeah. Right, we're going to jump right into this. The Lich, let me just see what is actually being seen. Where am I up to? So it's about there, is it? Yeah, fuck it, it's about there. Right, here we go. Do I spend money, or is my wallet safe for the next 3 months? The Lich, change. Reduced spell cooldown to 38 seconds was 50 seconds. That's a good start. So, obviously now he's not going to be just, like, useless after he's used all these spells. He was, in the P.T.B, he was basically just an M1 killer, with very long cooldowns on his abilities. There were actually people saying this killer was insanely powerful and all that kind of thing on YouTube, but you know, the view farm produces hilarious things sometimes, doesn't it? But yeah, this killer was not strong at all. He was absolutely fucking useless, mate, quite honestly, from the P.T.B, being, you know, realistic here. So they've reduced the spell cooldown to 38 seconds, quite an odd number, 38 specifically from 50, but yeah, sure, it's better than nothing. So he will actually be using his spells quite, well, not quite frequently, but moderately more frequently, which is nice. So change decreased charge time for spells to 0.2 seconds, it was 0.33 seconds, you're probably not going to feel that. That's 0.1 of a second. A 0.13 of a second difference. I mean, it's something, but I don't think you're going to feel that, quite honestly. I will mention, just before I read any further, the main thing that I am basically hoping for here, before I read it, I'm literally saying this with my eyes shut so I don't glance at anything, is his absolutely ridiculous fucking slowdown on every single spell that you used as this killer that just put fucking cinder block bricks on your feet for, you know, the entire time a survivor could literally reset the loop whenever you're using whenever you use one of his abilities. Basically made Mage Hand fucking useless, mate. There was no use for it because you put the Mage Hand on a pallet and they'd be able to make it all the way around to the other fucking side before you even got your ability to move back. It was just so fucking dumb, mate, honestly. I really don't know how it got fucking greenlit, honestly. Well, yes, moving on to the third one. Increased movement speed when charging a spell to 4 meters a second. Was 3.68 meters a second. Again, you're probably not going to feel that, I don't think. What is that? That's 0.32 of a meter per second. I mean, it'll probably all contribute, so you probably will feel it, but you won't feel it individually, sort of thing. You'll feel it through the game flow, I'm predicting there. Change balance adjustments for an assortment of add-ons, that's the worrying part. Because whenever they say this, it usually means they've fucking annihilated half of them and just refuse to elaborate on it. I know I sound like quite toxic and spiteful when I say this, but this is based on circumstantial evidence over the years and just generally heaps of the same shit happening. So when I see things like this, it's because I actually know what's going on, you know. They say balance adjustments for an assortment of add-ons, but half of them have probably been fucking nuked to compensate for, you know, doing stuff like this. Because obviously this is absolutely game-breaking for survivors. Having to use your brain and your IQ in the modern gaming world is a very dangerous thing. So they're going to have to compensate and give survivors something to not be fucking, you know, depressed about. Increased blood points for some score points. Okay, that's a bit weird. I wouldn't have said he had blood point issues, but yeah. I mean, I'll take it. Here's the dev note. Here's where we find out if this is written by Peanuts. If it's written by Peanuts, this will be because killers have demanded this and held a gun to their heads, and they're all evil. Everybody who plays killer is evil, and shouldn't actually be playing the video game, as we aim to replace them all with bots eventually, by just dismantling the fucking killer experience slowly but surely, you know. So we're a dying breed. So dev note, we have made some tweaks to improve the feel of using spells across the board and fine-tuned various add-ons and score events. So they have done, but again, fine-tuned and balance adjustments are dangerous words in Behavior's vocabulary, because it usually means heavily nerfed in some way or another. But we'll find out on the launch day, I suppose. Change increased duration of... I'll scroll down a little bit here, hopefully not too far. Right, here we go. Fly. Change increased duration of fly spell to 4 seconds, was 3.5 seconds. You probably won't feel that, maybe? Half a second? What's that? 1, 2, 1. Yeah. It's not the greatest, but again, it's something. Change increased friction at the end of the fly spell. The thing is, I'm holding back a lot here because I don't know what they mean by friction. But to me, this particular one means they've increased the fucking slowdown at the end of using fly. To put it into context, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't see what this fucking train wreck of an ability was in the P.T.B, it was basically you'd fly towards somebody for 3.5 seconds. Obviously, it's going to be 4 now. And then once you use this and you catch up to a survivor and you're breathing down the neck, the game will literally soft fucking lock you out of the gameplay to allow the survivor to get to whatever pallet is in, you know, a very wide vicinity by just slowing you down to a snail's pace for several seconds. It was absolutely idiotic. And I don't know if this means they've increased that duration. If they have, I'm never fucking using this spell ever, because it's fucking useless. The only thing you'd use this for is a very weak Blight Rush, where you just use it for traversal across the map. That's literally it. If this is what I think it is, when they say they increase the friction, this is not a chase ability. Categorical, not a chase ability. You will never get anybody with this using it in a chase. It's basically just used for traversal, from what I can see with this. Because even if you use it at, like, say, one of the strong loops, like a god loop, and you use it, they drop the god pallet, the god loop, and then they try to make for the window. There's usually a pallet and a window at a god loop. If they drop the pallet, you break the pallet, and then you use this, you will not get them with it. Because it will slow you right down, and it locks you out of attacking for this presumed friction duration as well, whilst you're being slowed to a snail pace. So during that time, the survivor will always get to that window. It doesn't matter about the duration, because the friction, again, I'm assuming that's what this means, will always prevent you from getting the survivor before they get to the next window or pallet in that particular instance. So it basically means that god pallets completely fucking make this ability redundant with the friction thing at the end of it. Again, I don't know what they mean by this though, so I could be wrong in terms of what it's referring to, because I don't know what friction is. I'm assuming if they just said increased the move speed, at the end of the fly spell, like the move speed penalty or whatever, then I'd understand it, but I don't know what friction is. But by friction, it's sort of like, you know, dragging, that kind of thing. So it does drag you to a snail's pace. So that's the conclusion I'm jumping to. And if they have increased it, they are fucking clueless, mate, in terms of actually what's wrong with this killer. Because this particular piece of this spell is what makes it so fucking unusable. Is because it doesn't provide utility. Because of the reason I've just said to you. Like, as soon as you break a pallet and use it to catch up, it doesn't matter where the survivor is unless they are literally stood in the middle of fucking nowhere, mate. Yeah? There's always usually a pallet somewhere or a window somewhere. And this killer doesn't have any kind of ranged ability. Flight of the Damned wasn't a ranged ability. It was some fucking telegraphed, massively long wind-up ranged ability that could be dodged by pressing fucking control on your keyboards, ladies and gentlemen. That's not a ranged ability, as far as I'm concerned. Fucking hell. So anyway, new. So this is something they've added new to the killer. The killer can now collide with survivors as the fly spell ends. Right. So you basically want to use this as Wraith then. You want to try to fly, use the 4 seconds to fly around the survivor so that you can potentially body block the window. Is that what that means? But why would I not just play Wraith? This is what I mean with this sort of shit. Because Wraith can do this much easier. He's not, like, nailed to the fucking floor after he uses it, you know? But I assume that means you use it basically as a body block ability. Because it can now collide with survivors as the fly spell ends. Which I assume... Oh, hang on a minute. So he can now collide with survivors as it ends. So presumably what I'm thinking of here is that what it means by ends is when you're in this friction period. So you could use this to fly through the survivor, rather than having to steer around them. You'd use this to just fucking fly right through them. And then deactivate it, and you become solid again. And that allows you to block the window. I'm assuming that's what that's referring to. I'm assuming it means fly spell ends during the friction period. I'd have to see how that works in game. But if it is a case of that, if he can fly straight over them, and then he becomes solid at the end of it, then that's actually quite decent. It does actually give the ability some utility at least. But again, they've increased the friction, so that obviously means... No, because maybe... I don't know. I don't know what they've done here, because I think what they've done is they've given him this, but they've increased this because he will basically what this means, I think, by increased friction is he moves slower during the ending. So you basically have to park yourself right in front of the window and then end it. Because this means he's going to freeze just on the spot when he uses it. I don't know. I'd have to see what it is like in the game, I think. Anyway, we've slightly increased the duration of the fly spell to allow the Lich to cover more ground, and increased his friction with the ground at the end of the spell to prevent sliding and improve feel. Mate, he didn't fucking slide anyway. His feet was nailed to the fucking floor. That was actually the problem. Did he play this game? Did he actually fucking play this game? Seriously. That was the main reason why nobody liked this spell. It was because of the friction. Literally, when you used it, it would allow the survivor to get to whatever fucking loot they wanted after they used it. It was irrelevant. So now they've increased that dead period. Fuck me, dude. To prevent sliding. He didn't fucking slide. He was nailed to the floor, mate. Okay, no. I must be playing another game. I must literally be playing another fucking game, mate. I not once in those 3 games did I play this killer, because I fucking gave up after the 3rd one because of how much of a shit experience this was. Not once in those games did I ever think, fucking hell, I'm sliding all over the place at the end of using fly. I was fucking stretching, arms outstretched, trying to fucking grab the survivor, you know, because I was nailed to the floor. Fuck me. Change reduced flight. Oh, here we go. Here's the ranged ability, ladies and gentlemen, that can be crouched under. Reduced flight of the damned spawn time to half a second was 1 second. That's positive. This was a massive fucking window. It's ridiculous, quite honestly. I still don't think half a second's short enough, to be honest. I think 0.25 of a second would be good. Because what you need to remember is, when you, I think it was the braces that shows you the auras of this, you would still see the fucking auras, mate. It doesn't take the human brain that long of a well, it's the people that play this game knowing it. Thinking about it. Maybe it does. As soon as you see those auras of them skeletons, you just press control, that's it, and you're free. It doesn't take half a second. Not for anyone with common sense, anyway. Change increased flight of the damned projectile speed to 9 meters a second. It was 8 meters a second. That's kind of irrelevant. Just because, again, it can be crouched under, and with braces, which I assume it is. I assume it's the braces or the boots. I think it's the braces. They can see the auras of it, so it's fucking irrelevant how fast it's travelling. They can just see it. So you just press control when it flies over you. Increased flight of the damned recovery movement speed to 3.68 meters a second. Yes, good. Good. This is good. He's now not being punished for using his abilities. So that's a good start. Flight of the damned can be dodged by crouching. Good. We've actually recognised that. That's a surprise. But its slow spawn speed and projectiles made it too easy to avoid. Ooh, fucking hell. Careful. We're sounding a little bit smart here. The Lich's slow movement speed afterwards also made missing attack a very costly mistake. Yes, it did. So we've reduced the speed penalty after casting. Right, okay, good. I don't know how fast 1.38 meters is, though. But it's certainly faster than 2.3. So it does seem like it might be a bit better. Change increased dispelling spear duration to 25 seconds. Was 20 seconds, okay, so they increased that by 5 seconds. Increased dispelling spear movement speed to 5.5 meters a second. Was 4.2 meters a second. Okay, buffed. Increased dispelling spear recovery movement speed to 3.68. Was 2.3. Yep, good. Again, this is what he needs. Good shit. This is positive. Then note we've made adjustments to allow Dispelling Sphere to travel further and faster before it disappears. Likewise, we've also reduced the speed penalty after casting to improve the field. Good. This is good shit. We're actually understanding things about the gameplay, you know. That, you know, slowing him down to a fucking snail's pace for using his ability that doesn't even do anything most of the time was just bad game design. But it's good because we've actually recognised that. Here we go, here's Mage Hand. Decreased Mage Hand's time to lift a pallet to 0.35 seconds was 0.5 seconds. You probably won't feel that. That's 0.15 of a second. A 15th of a second. Again, I'd have to see it in the game, obviously. It's the same thing. But by numbers, it doesn't feel like it's going to really do anything. Increased Mage Hand recovery movement speed to 3.68 but 2.3. Yeah, so they've standardised all of his casts, which is good. The high movement speed penalty made it difficult to follow up and get a hit. Yes, we played the game by the looks of things. We've made this a little bit more forgiving. Okay, new activating the effects of a Vecna item inflicts broken for 30 seconds. What? I thought that was the thing. You got injured for using a Vecna item. Oh, does it just apply broken as well? No, I thought it already did apply broken. I'm sure people were getting broken when they were using it. It's probably a Mandela effect. I'm sure I remember people getting broken when they used Vecna items. Decreased aura reveal by magic items to 1.5 seconds. It was 3 seconds. So they made it shorter reveal. I'm assuming this is the flight of the damn skeletons and the ability where you can see him while he's flying for some reason. Yeah, we have reduced the time the killer's aura is revealed by magic items to act more as a warning than a mind game prevention. Yes. Fucking hell, dude, it sounds like we've actually played the game in this patch. It's quite positive. I think this is still bollocks, though. I think this is still absolute shit. I'll have to see how it works, but yeah, I think this is still fucking useless. I think it's just going to be used the same way Wraith uses himself to bodyblock windows in his cloak. I mean, this kind of makes it as though you can fly through survivors, I think. Yeah. The Blight. Change compound 33 now limits rush tokens to 5 was 3. Fucking hell. Okay, they buffed Blight again. Increase the token with the other add-ons effects toned down. Okay. But what is compound 33? I remember using compound 33 and I don't really play Blight, but I remember it being quite useful. So they've increased the tokens to 5. And I'm sure I was using it with 3. Oh no, this is a revert, innit? I think. I'm sure this is a revert. I thought it was always 5. And then they were going to put it down to 3 in this P.T.B. I'm sure that's a revert. I don't know what compound 33 is, the full effect of it. But yeah, I know it's one of his Ares. Fair enough. I don't know why, with this killer though, we seem to be locked in this strange kind of confusion on whether to buff or nerf him. Because we seem to just nerf him and buff him completely randomly with no real recognisable goal in mind. We just sort of like piss about the numbers every 2 minutes and then revert things, because I'm sure this is a revert. I'm sure it was 5. Because I think they changed it to 3 for this P.T.B. And it's 5 now on live. Dunno, I don't fucking play Blight. Bardic Inspiration. Increased duration and cooldown to 90 seconds. It was 60 seconds, so that's a buff and a nerf. Or is it? No, it's not. It's a nerf, that, isn't it? Because you have to stand still to use it, so they've extended the time you have to stand still. We've extended Bardic Inspiration's duration to give the opportunity to gain more value from the perk before it expires. Oh. I can't remember what this does. It's been 2 weeks, and my fucking head's fried at the minute anyway from work. Could not tell you what this does. Sure. Yeah. People are going to be playing guitar more. That's what that tells me. Oh, here we go. I remember this. This was the Swift perk. So, let's see if we've actually learnt from our mistakes, eh? Change. Increased aura reading range to 24 meters. No, we haven't learnt from our mistakes. We're just fucking stupid. Oh, fuck's sake. Here we fucking go again. This is what I was talking about earlier on. When we, because we've buffed Vecna, we have to give the survivors something as a peace offering, so we don't get fucking review bombed on the Steam store. So we've just basically buffed Swift universally. Because all you need is to get somebody to stand in the corner while somebody's running around shack or main building somewhere and be completely fucking safe, because they can just spoon feed fucking callouts to you. And they still haven't realised what this perk does. Because again, this is why I keep saying they don't play the game. It's fucking idiotic, mate. Let's have a look at what the dev note is for this. Still sight's range was a little too low. Well, was it? So we've extended it to 24 meters. This can be further increased with the perk open-handed if you choose. There you go. Yeah. welcome in, Swift. Enjoy. Completely ruin the fucking game, no matter what killer it is, you know? Because no killer will be able to handle this. It doesn't matter what killer it actually is, unless... No, I don't think Trapper can deal with it actually either, because he could just move to the other loop. If you just put traps down, so they move to the next one. I don't think anybody can deal with this. So yeah, this is basically a free win perk for Swift. Calling it now. I've said things like this in the past and everybody's been like, oh, you fucking shut up, you're just a killer main and all this, and it's like, well, see you in 2 weeks when I'm proved right yet again. So yeah, that's going to completely just annihilate your chances against Swift because they'll all start running it. Weave achievement, increased aura reading range to 12 meters, was 8 meters. We've increased the range of the aura reveal to increase the coverage of drop times. I can take it or leave it, honestly. Outside of Chaos Shuffle, I don't think this is ever going to get used. Well, once Chaos Shuffle goes, it's back to running 4 gens regression perks again. So, it is what it is. I mean, it's a buff, but for what, you know? As I say, like, it's one of them perks you're probably not going to use, honestly. Dark Arrogance, the perk that was just literally a negative. Increased vault speed bonus to 25 was 20%. Probably not going to use it still, fellas. As I say, just, it's... there was some big fucking detriment that was added to this perk. I don't know what it was, I can't remember. It's something different from this. I think it was, yeah, it increased the duration of stuns against you. But an extra 5% still isn't worth it. You can literally just run Bamboozle, which also increases your vault speed, but also blocks the window, and doesn't give survivors an advantage when stunning you. An extra 10%, because Bamboozle's 15%, I think. It's not worth it. As I say, you can just run Superior Anatomy as well. That does it even better. Yeah, it's just irrelevant, this perk. We further increase the vault speed bonus to make Dark Arrogance a more compelling choice compared to other perks. It's not compelling. Nobody's ever going to use it. Fucking hell. I mean, maybe if you want to be silly and just go for the memes, you could run all 3 Bamboozle, Superior Anatomy, Dark Arrogance and just teleport through windows. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Well, there you go. On the bright side, yeah, I will buy this killer now. It does actually look like they have, to the credit, at least done something about this fucking horrendous experience on P.T.B. So, yeah. I'm happy in that regard because, as I say, like, this is just fucking ridiculous. It should have came out as this. I don't know who the fuck playtested it with this shit, but we need sacking, quite honestly. Anyway, it's fine. Yeah, so that's the P.T.B review from this guy. And yeah, I will see you for the next one once this horrendous period of work goes away. Just to put it into perspective, if you are still here, I have basically worked Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 7-hour shifts. I had Wednesday off, and then I'm working today, which is now because it's a Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday again. But after this Sunday coming, we're back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. So happy times are incoming, you know, and things will cheer up again, and I'll start doing commentary for Evolve and all that kind of thing. It'll all be back to normal and that kind of thing. It's just this week's fucking horrendous. So anyway, there you go. I'll hopefully see you for the next one. Bye.